Welcome guys, you've heard the news. Esteban Ocon is out of the Alpine team. The news materialised and developed really quickly, didn't it? At the end of the Qatar Grand Prix, it was Ted Kravitz that brought it to the Sky viewers that Esteban Ocon could be parting ways and that could be his last race for Alpine. Lo and behold, Monday morning, the news is broken. They've come across a mutual agreement that they will part ways. That will be to allow Esteban Ocon to test in Haas car in the Abu Dhabi test at the end of the season, and they can also bring Jack Doohan in early to give him that first race experience without that pressure going into the first race of the season in Australia. He'd already gone through the sort of processes and all the rest of it just before the start of the season, just to relieve a little bit of pressure. But it gets worse is when Esteban Ocon turns around and says, I didn't want it to end this way. He expected to say goodbyes to the team at the end of the race in Abu Dhabi, go to the factory, see the few friends I've still got there left, and have a proper goodbye, and it never really materialised, and he didn't want it to end this way, which is, well, absolutely shameful on Alpine, isn't it? There's no two ways about it. This is your longest serving driver, the only driver to get you a win. He got Alpine's first win in Hungary, if you remember that. That's the only win. The team's only had 6 podiums, and of them, Ocon got 3. Only 2 races ago in Brazil did Ocon get a podium and bring you right back in the hunt for this 6th place Constructors title. You're still fighting for that Constructors title with 5 races to go. I mean, it's just such a poor move. I could kind of understand it at one point earlier in the season. You probably heard me saying this, but with 1 race to go, it just makes little sense now. Esteban Ocon, yes, he's had a couple of bad races, but he's been driving around a bathtub, hasn't he, basically, in this Alpine. It's been shockingly poor for most of the season, and now that it's come good, the parts went into Gasly's car before Ocon's. Understandably so, he's the man staying with the team, but Ocon, you know, did a very good job in Brazil, in fact, and then he's not had 2 great races. Qatar, we never really got to see what he would do in the race. He got taken out in turn 1, so never really got to complete that either. So a real shame. I mean, I can't believe that it's been against Ocon's wishes. When I first read it and I first read the statement of Alpine, I thought, well, this is purely a mutual decision. It makes sense for both teams. Esteban can get his first feet under the table with Haas and see where that takes them. I guess they weren't going to allow him to do that, kind of like what with the Mercedes-Lewis scenario, although they played that off of, we've got plenty of PR events after with the sponsors as Lewis and Mercedes, and that's why that role really won't work for them to, you know, allow Hamilton to test for the Mercedes. Yet we've seen Carlos Sainz being allowed with Williams and the Ferrari switch. I guess they're going to a lesser team, so they're kind of seeing no real threat. Alpine Haas have been constructors rivals this year, so I guess there is some sort of information that they don't really want to pass on from one team to another. So there was a deal there and it's done, surprisingly so. But Ocon is gone before the last race. A shame he didn't get to see that in the Alpine. The good thing is it's not the end of his career. He will be back next year in the Haas. We've actually been doing really well, and I'd love it actually now if that the Haas team go and nick 6th place back off Alpine in the Constructors, because they thoroughly deserve it. They've been the 6th best team comfortably all year, not in just 1 race. So I kind of hope that works in Haas's favour. The 2 Haas's need to now just pick up some big points, don't they, in the race. Let's see how that goes. But yeah, that's the news on Ocon. Shame he's gone out like this. He deserved better. Shame on you, Haas. Shame on you, Alpine. I get there in the end. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment. As always, see you next time.